Welcome back everybody to another pomade review, and today we'll be taking a look at a discontinued oil-based pomade that is very much favored in the pomade community, and it is Elm Street by Shear Revival. Now this one comes in an amber glass jar, a 4-ounce glass jar, just as pretty much any Shear Revival product, with a screw top lid. And obviously the reference over here is from Nightmare on Elm Street, the horror movie with Freddy Krueger in it. This one is petrol-free, and it has hydrogenated castor oil as its primary ingredient. That tells me it's going to be pretty sticky. Now, if we open the jar up, there is a subtle cinnamon sandalwood scent, but to me the sandalwood's more apparent, and it has a very slight hint of citrus to it, but sort of a little sweet and a little musky at the same time. It's a pretty masculine scent. The pomade itself looks quite waxy for a light hold pomade. Kind of reminds me of Eau d'Out's Light. And scooping it out, it scoops out really easy. Now applying this to the hands, it breaks down really greasy, super easy, and there's absolutely no issue at all to break it down. So you can tell this stuff is definitely greasy. And I'm starting to feel a bit of the, it's more so greasy than tacky, but I'm starting to feel the, it's more greasy than sticky, but I'm starting to feel a bit of the tackiness from the hydrogenated castor oil base here. Applying it to the hairs, of course, also super easy. It just goes in like nothing, being a light hold pomade. No resistance whatsoever. You don't even feel any type of waxy resistance whatsoever. Just by the looks of it, it looks more waxy than it does, than it really is. It actually looks a little waxy from the surface. Camera was out of focus for a moment. But once you actually do dig down into it, it's greasy as hell. Now if you break down the top waxy layer, it's not even that difficult either. And of course the scent gets stronger as you scoop it out. But as you apply it to your hair, the scent is definitely a very subtle one, and it's not at all a powerful scent. Now, you can start to see the really high shine over here. It's sort of a wetter, greasy shine, but nothing too overboard. It's still a very well moderated type of shine, even being a wet one, because it still looks a little healthy without being excessively wet. Props to Zachary on this one, because if you want to create a high shine pomade with sort of an old school wet look, some brewers tend to go a little overboard with the grease, and it just looks really ultimately greasy. But this one, despite being a sort of a greasy type shine, it still has a very moderated and controlled level of shine to it that doesn't make it stupidly blinding. It's about 3 small scoops in the hair, which is more or less about between 1.5 to 2 regular sized finger scoops. And as you can tell, there is definitely an amazing amount of control for light hold pomade. Obviously it won't give you the control of a medium hold, but for a light hold pomade you can really see that my hair is actually going somewhere. Slickness is definitely a given, as you will see a little later. So you can see it's just super sleek. But again, a controlled level of slick and not too excessively slick. A very good amount of slickness without going too overboard in that one. This is actually a really well thought out and super balanced light hold pomade. I still have some control in my palm when I'm installing it. It's not just, it's not falling apart like how it would with a lot of like pomades. Just bring my palm a little forward right now. Now, the hold level in this one, I would say it is a true light hold pomade. Well done on this one, because, you know, some people, especially those who are pomade junkies, when they want a light hold pomade, they really do want a light hold pomade. So it might be difficult to find, you know, a medium hold if they advertise a light. And at the same time, nobody wants a light hold with absolutely no hold, because it's called light hold and not no hold. Light hold is supposed to have some kind of hold and just at least a light hold. This one does absolutely that. It does not go too overboard in the hold. It's sort of a good true light with a lot of slickness. And the weight on it is somewhere between a light and medium, but leaning more towards a medium. That means you can get sort of a good height with it, but nothing too high, but still a pretty good height for a light hold pomade. I'm pretty much almost done with styling over here, as you can probably tell. So we'll just call that. After a few slicks, I'll just call it done. So I'll call this done right now, and then I'll show you what the final results look like in the hair. You can see that I have a slightly above average height, nothing too crazy. And the shape of my palm is also very well sculpted, a really nice shape. It's rounded forward. It's super shiny as well, without being blindingly shiny. Now the washability of this light hold pomade, it goes out just like any other light hold pomade, between 2 to 3 washes. And that's pretty much standard for a typical light hold pomade, 2 to 3 washes to get it out of hair completely. But with conditioner, it just takes only 1 round. And the buildup in this one, it's not the cleanest thing ever. It's not super greasy, but it's more on the stickier side, but definitely not a waxy buildup you would get with a lot of oil-based pomades. But it's not too much of a filthy buildup either. It's just, it's really acceptable, more on the stickier side of buildup. That means you get more and more slickness each day. And the height of your pump as you style and build up each day won't really change too much, because there's not so much weight added, since it's not so much of a waxy buildup. And I guess I'll close this review right now and give my final verdict on Shear Revival Elm Street. This is absolutely an amazing light hold pomade, and it actually kind of does remind me of a slightly waxy, less waxy version of Oh Doubt's Light, which is also one of my all-time favorite light hold pomades and pomades of all time. Unfortunately, this one is discontinued. There's some seasonal releases every now and then. I mean, it depends on the year though. I mean, due to some circumstances last year, even though there was planned to be a re-release of Elm Street around November or December, there wasn't any. but I got this 2 years ago, whatever it was actually, and released in December for a seasonal release. So I was really lucky to get my hands on this one, and I'm definitely not letting go of this one. It's just absolutely an amazing, it's a phenomenal light hold pomade, and it's super balanced in everything. It's really balanced in its level of shine, its level of control. It doesn't have too much, it has a good control, but it's not too much. A controlled slickness, and the hold is also just really a true light. It's nothing above what it should actually be. So this is definitely an amazing light hold pomade with some controlled properties that make it really amazing. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a like, subscribe to this channel, click on the bell icon to miss a single upload of the Squinty Show, and I'll see you next time on the Squinty Show.